Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. I got 10 comics. 8 were on my pull list. I pulled a couple off the shelf, too. First, though, we'll start with our museum covers. Top of the printer museum comics. We got Vanguard Illustrated, an Al Williamson cover. I always see that there's like a Dave Stewart cover. This is number 3, unlike number 2 or number 4 that I always see on YouTube. I never see this Al Williamson cover. It's very nice. Really clean cover, too. I ended up scanning it in and making a print just because it was such a clean cover, I didn't need to do anything. And here is the Defenders. What issue do we got here? 19. I always loved the Wrecking Crew. They're just one of my favorite team of villains because it's like there's no subtlety to them. They're all strong guys. There's no, most like super teams have like a ranged guy, an energy guy, a smart guy, a leader guy. They just have 4 strong guys. And this is a Gil Kane and Joe Sinnott cover with, I think that's a John Romita head, it said. It's funny, I looked this one up. I knew it was Gil Kane pencils. Like, wow, those inks are really slick. Whenever I say that to myself, it's always Joe Sinnott inking, but I'm just so used to him on Kirby and not everyone else that I don't seem to recognize him on everyone, except saying, wow, those inks look really slick and polished. I think I'd know by now that the slick, polished guy is Joe Sinnott. Then we've got comic shop news, a couple of them, I think. There's Murder World Avengers 1931 do we have here? 1831. And then we've got, which one is this, a special one? An Endless Conversation, Comic Shop News 2022 Fall Preview one. Little Hembeck going on, we'll check that one out. Now let's see what comics we got. This finally hit my store. The $1 Frank Miller preview one, which I think a few people got like a couple weeks ago, but no one seemed that impressed by it. But I figured I'd spend $1 to see what it is. Why not? What else do we got here? Some Radiant Black. Looks pretty yellow on that cover. Radiant Black's been good. Issue 18 we're up to now in the what is this called? The Massive Verse. I wasn't what is that other one I got? Dead Lucky or something like that was the 4th of the Radiant Black Massive Verse books. Pardon me. I couldn't get into that one, but I'm still enjoying Radiant Black. Who's doing this one? Oh, this is title Yellow, so this must be about Radiant Yellow. The other guy, Kyle Higgins and Lawrence Holmes are the writer. The artist is Stefano Simeone, letterer Becca Cat. So I think this is like a done in one issue because it's not. I think Costa is our regular artist on this. They're giving us this tale of Radiant Yellow. Once again, I get to use the word penultimate because this is the penultimate issue of Manifest Destiny, issue 47, the second to last issue. I swear the only time I ever use the word penultimate is with comic books and the second to last issue of comic books. But this is our Lewis and Clark story. They've made it all the way across. I wonder if there's some sort of giant monster. They've been meeting monsters all along on their journey of the United. It's like 1802, I think, or something like that was the Lewis and Clark expedition. So we're getting the fantasy version of that. That's pretty cool. Ooh, look at this one. Ice Cream Man, an MC Escher cover. Very nice. Ice Cream Man's always good. Who's it by? Maxwell Prince and The Power of Choice. And Martin Morazzo and Chris O'Halloran. Okay. Oh, Chris O'Halloran. He's the colorist. Okay. Oh, that's the, That's the cover A by Martin Morazzo. After MC Escher, it says there. But I've been enjoying the Ice Cream Man. What issue? 32 this is. Wow. I only jumped on around issue 18. I bought matter of fact, I still haven't read some of the issue. I read the first trade on Hoopla digitally. And then I jumped in and just said I should buy it because I'd heard Ice Cream Man was good for, a year already before I jumped on. So I just started buying with issue 18. I'm like, I'll jump on then. So I've been buying it ever since. And look what's back. Creepshow. Anybody from the early 80s remembers the Creep Show? There was a Creep Show movie and a Creep Show graphic novel with Bernie Wrightson, I think, drew a bit of it. Sort of like in the tradition of EC Comics it was, because I think everybody involved was an EC Comics fan, even on the movies. Like, who do we... Take One, Chris Burnham, Shingo, Paul Dini, Stephen Langford, and John McCrae as the artist. And then a whole bunch of covers. Man, what was that, 20 covers for this thing? There's the list of the guys in the first issue. So it's horror anthology. It's going to be 5 issues. I look forward to it. Usagi Yojimbo, number 31. Always good. Always an A. This is continuing our story where he's fighting these bat ninjas. The ninja clan is bats with swords tied to their wings. And The Secret of the Green Dragon, Part 3. So this story's been going on for a couple issues so far. I don't know if it's going to end this. It doesn't say Part 3 of what. But always good. Bat attack. The sky filled with bat ninjas. Oh no. What's Usagi going to do? Then we got the book I never thought I'd like. Miss Meow, issue number 4. It's sort of a cheesecakey book. But it's also a decent story. It reminds me kind of The Boys Light. In terms of, it's not quite as Garth Innesy as one would expect. But it takes place in a world where instead of superheroes, there's super mercenaries, and they have fans, and they have conventions, and I guess they hire themselves out for superhero jobs. And it's kind of all about their interaction. So like I said, I've enjoyed it. This is like, what was the other one? I can't remember the name of it. Snot Girl. That was it. That was the other book I always said was the book I never thought I would like. That was the book written by I can't even remember who wrote it. The guy who did Scott Pilgrim. He wrote it, and it was a book about a fashion blogger. Really liked that one too. It's gone now. But Miss Meow. Oh, then we got some facsimile comics, Action Comics. Not cheap. $7 for the facsimile of Action Comics. But it's got all the Superman stuff in there, plus the text stuff. What other stories are in here? Oh, black and white stuff. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever seen a facsimile of Action Comics number 1. I've only ever seen the Superman story reprinted. So that's fun to add to my facsimile collection. I enjoy them all. Then what do we got? Shaolin Cowboy, number 5 of 5. This is, what's the name? Cruel to be Kin. They wiped out the name there. Terrific Jeff Darrow artwork. Shaolin Cowboy gets into fights for whole issues and keeps getting into fights. He was in a fight in the desert for the last 3 issues. Now for the last 2 issues, he's in a fight in the city. But Jeff Darrow's art is just a joy to behold. He puts so much stuff in there to give you to look at, and it's not your average comic. Then the one I picked off the shelf, Vanish number 1. And I have to tell you, physical comics matter to me. This one's got a nice card stock cover. There was about 3 first issues I saw this week that I was kind of interested in. But 2 of them, this is a $4 comic. The other 2 were $5 comics and weren't nearly as sturdy as this one. I'm like, you know what? I may as well get the one some nice artwork in this one too. Ryan Stegman, I think this is. Ryan Stegman and Donny Cates. I think I've read some Donny Cates stuff before, but not so much as I have an idea in my head of his writing. And Ryan Stegman, I think he did some Invincible stuff, didn't he? Was that him? I remember his name. Certainly has some crazy detailed superhero artwork. I have no idea what it's about. But I liked the cover, I liked the art inside, and just the heft of it is what sold me. I'm not going to pay $1 more for a flimsy comic. And then I actually got a trade paperback this week, not from the comic shop. I got it off of eBay. And it's The Electric Sublime by the by the Ice Cream Man guys, Maxwell Prince and Martin Marazzo. And this actually came out back in 2013. It was in one of the comic shop newses recently. I read where these two are redoing this series. I think I don't know what they're doing to it, but they said they were remastering it. And instead of the Electric Sublime, it's going to be named Art Brute. And it's coming out as individual issues. So I was looking at them going, it's already out. Do I want to buy it? Because the individual issues are I was trying to figure out how many issues it was going to be and how much it was going to cost and this. And I'm like, do I want to wait till it gets collected? Then I said, let's see if it's already collected. And shipping including, I got this for $8. And I figured, you know what? If I really like it, I'll get the new version and compare and contrast. But I can wait until the trade comes out of the new version then. So, well, that's what I ended up trying to decide if I wanted to put it on my pull list, and instead went and got the old version. Let me show you a little bit of my artwork back here. What do we got going on? Ooh, we got this one that I finished. Dreams of Things 153 with our orange woman there and Mod Man behind her. That's a strange swirly sky and some fire getting them all. I like the way that one came out. Then here's another. This awkwardly balanced fellow I just inked. It'll go in the pile to be colored. But until then, it'll sit on my easel for a little while. Let's see, where's another color one? There. Just to show you two color ones. That one's from a couple weeks ago, but I like the way that one came out. I think the colors came out crazier than usual on that one, and I enjoy that. All right, so there you go. Little artwork, some comics, and you guys have a good week out there.